Hey guys, it's Christina. How's it going? Just kind of looking back from like year to year, I've noticed how much I've learned to prioritize things. Um, I don't know. I feel like my first year I spent a lot of time on things like grading and organization, which I mean, those things are important, but it was like my lessons weren't really, I wasn't really putting time towards lessons, which is kind of a bummer, you know? And as the years have gone on, I've just learned how to prioritize things more. And a big thing I've been prioritizing this year are my lessons and making time for my lessons. And then I also decided that I wanted my scores to be really good this year. And of course, like the scores aren't like the most important thing, but like I said, I think lessons are pretty vital. I mean, we're there to teach them. And so those are like the key things I'm working on. And the other things are important too, but I'm more like putting time into those other things first, and then whatever I have left, I put towards those other things, or I just find the time to do it. So I just wanted to kind of tell you how I've been able to do that, and some of the things I've been doing to prioritize my time more and lesson plan more and get to the things that are the most important to me. Well, I'm gonna say this first of all, if you're putting more time towards something to make it really good, it doesn't mean that you have to put in extra hours necessarily. For me, I'm still trying to stay pretty close to contract hours. I do have one late day, like I mentioned before, and I also put a little bit of extra time like in at home, but not very often. So it still can be done. You just have to, like I said, prioritize. And so a big thing that I do is while I'm at school, I use all my time to just work really hard. I know for some teachers, they might be more social, or you might like to, I don't know, just work in a different way. But I know for me, I like to multitask. I like to use all my time well, and I like to just get in there and just work hard. And so that's one thing that helps me to get a lot of things done. So I think the first thing you need to decide is what is the most important thing for you to get done. I started off first by like listing everything I like to get done throughout the day. And then I decided, okay, which things are important. And for me, I decided, okay, I want my lessons to be really good. So the instruction needs to be really good. And I also want to focus my instruction on the assessments, because I know, like I said, testing isn't the most important thing ever, but it is something that a lot of people look at to like gauge our success as a teacher. So I figured, you know what, I need to work on my instruction, and I also need to work on my scores and like the testing and stuff. And I'm not like teaching to the test every day, or like that's all I'm doing, but I'm just saying I'm trying harder than I used to in the past, because in the past I didn't put as much towards it as I should have. And it's almost like, I mean, I cared, but it's like I didn't really work to get better scores. Like I know I have that capability to do it, but it's like I just didn't put in the work to do it. So anyway, figure out what things are most important to you, so you know that's going to be your top priority throughout the day or the week or the time period that you're doing this for. Okay, so like I said, I picked those two top priorities, which are my instruction and also my test scores. And you know, after I figured out those two top priorities, I just decided, okay, how's that going to look day to day? Like, how am I going to put in the time to make those two things good? And so I thought, okay, while I have the kids, I need to do as much as I can with them to try and help them understand the material. I also need to prep my lessons before they come in. I like to make them engaging so they're not doing the same thing every day. I'd also like to look at the tests and see what's coming up. Using their tests to drive my instruction. I just thought of all the different things I needed to put in place to make those things a priority. And then after you do that, you can then decide, okay, now I kind of know what I need to do day to day to kind of structure my day out. Okay, so once you know what your priorities are, you have to decide, okay, what is my game plan throughout the year? Like, what is this going to look like if I'm really working on it? And then from there, you can kind of list things and get an idea of how you want things to look day to day. All right, so once you pick your priorities and then you kind of visualize what that's going to look like day to day, it's now time to start putting things into action. So for me, with instruction, I decided, okay, I think a big thing for me is planning my week a week in advance, like writing it all into my planner so I know what's coming up. And at the beginning of the year too, of course, my team and I came up with curriculum maps. So we have the whole curriculum mapped out week to week. So that was in place too, which really helped a lot. Then I thought, okay, if I want my instruction to be really good, I probably need to prepare my instruction a few days in advance, or I need to know what's coming up. And so I thought, okay, maybe like a week in advance, like 4 or 5 days even, would be really good, so that I can get copies ready. I can make things if I need to. I can buy things. I can do whatever I need to prepare. And you guys, it's been great. It's been a really big game changer for me. For science, I've been able to pick things up for certain lessons, make copies so I'm not stressed out, like, because you know, we've all been there when like the copy machine's being used and we're like, oh, I have a lesson coming up today, I'm not gonna be ready. Or we're like, oh, I really could have done this, but I totally forgot, or I don't know. It just helps to like think about things in advance. That's helped me a lot. So that's a really big thing that has made my lessons really good. Another thing that has really helped is I have like a little toolbox that I've talked about before. It's a little notebook, and it has all these different strategies that I can use in lessons, and I've actually used them, and it gets the kids excited, moving around, doing different things day to day, so they're not as bored and they're involved. So a toolbox is really great to have too if you're working on instruction. Now I also thought, okay, if I'm bored with a lesson, the kids are probably bored, so I need to get excited about it, and I need to do things that are exciting to me too, because I'm sure if it is for me, it'll probably be for them as well. If I'm bored, I'm sure they're gonna be bored, you know? I think another thing that's really helped with my instruction too is just like building a routine. And so like for math, I have the math binders like I told you about. For language arts, we work on a different topic every week. One day's vocabulary, one day's grammar, one day's fluency. Having little routines like that has really helped me to know like what's coming, and then I can do fun things each week for each thing. So because I felt like if I was doing something like a different routine every week, I mean, that's just a lot. But if it's the same time of day and some of the same procedures, that's great, you know? Or I'll know, okay, for math, I always just need a 10-minute lesson every day. Or for reading, it needs to be a 15-minute lesson on comprehension every Thursday. Just kind of knowing how you're gonna lay things out for the week really helps too. Okay, so my next area that I decided I really wanted to work on this year was my test scores. And so I thought, okay, I need to make sure to have small groups daily to work with the low ones, the high ones, whatever needs they might have. And so I thought, okay, I need to schedule in a pretty good math block time to work on small groups. And I mentioned that in one of my videos, the math video, I'll link it down below. I also decided, okay, I need to have time during language arts to work with some kids too, especially if they're lower on things. And so I've made time in my schedule for that. And I also decided, okay, I need to walk around the room. I need to monitor things more. And the assignments I'm actually having them do need to have a purpose. And it shouldn't just be busy work. It needs to be something that's really gonna prepare them for a test or something they need to know, or something that's really important for the curriculum. So everything needs to have a purpose. And so I decided, okay, I can't get lazy with things like with a lesson, like thinking, oh, I'm tired today, like let's just watch a Bill Nye or something during science time. Like if I'm gonna pick a Bill Nye, like it has to be something they really need to know. Like for example, I noticed my kids were really low on chemical reactions, like they didn't really get what they were. And so I thought, okay, Bill Nye, he has some really good chemical reactions in this one video, so I'll show them some of them, and he explains it well, and I'll have them like maybe take a few little notes with it, and it really helped them a lot. So making sure the things that you're picking really have purpose and meaning, and it's something that like you're using every minute wisely and well. I even thought for testing, I thought, okay, every Friday, I want to have a little block of time where we do a little testing, we fit that in for the week. And also I have like a review on something they need a little more help on. So after I got some of their multiplication scores and division scores back, The first two that they took were really good. And then the third one, I noticed it was like, I know they knew it, but they just didn't do very well, you know? And so I thought, okay, maybe they just need a little bit more practice. So, and I need to coach them on like checking their work. So if they make a mistake, they catch it. And so I've been doing that every Friday, and I'm hoping that the next scores will look better. So I have this little block of time set aside for me to prepare for a test or work on something that they're low on for the week. Okay, so now that I've talked about some of these priorities and how I've made time for them, you might be thinking, well, how do you get this other stuff done? I still get it done, but like I said, if it's a day or two late, to me, it's fine because those other areas are more important. For example, emails. For emails, honestly, I just try to answer them right away, like right on the spot, because I forget about it. And so that isn't really something I have to like make more time for because I kind of just do it. I don't know, it's hard to explain that, but I just get it done right away. And then grading. Grading is important, but I've learned to cut down on grading time and to be better about how I'm grading things. So I'll link a video down below if you want to know how I do that. Cleaning and organizing. I still do that, but I do it once my lessons are in a pretty good place. And cleaning, I decided, you know what? The kids can help me with a lot of that because they're there making a lot of the mess and doing a lot of things. And so they help me with most of it. And as far as organizing goes, I have like systems in place where I can maybe put things in a bin or something. And then once I get to it, I can just hurry and take care of it. Trying to think of what else. A lot of those things I'll make time for, like I said, but it's just maybe a little bit later, and it doesn't mean I'm like staying after school trying to do those things. So now another key thing for getting time in for your priorities is to batch things together. And that's why I like to prep a few days in advance so I can do a few things all together. So for example, I'll sit down and do all the morning prep that I need to do. So I'll fix all the slides for the next 4 or 5 days. So those are ready. I'll make any copies and I'll put them in my little paper drawers. So in the morning, all I have to do is put the slide up, pull the papers out, and I'm ready to go. Or for math, I'll decide, okay, I need to print off this and this and this for this week. Oh, and I need to find a video, so I'll hurry and do that really quick. Or I'll think, okay, for this reading group, I need to pull 3 fluency passages, get those printed off, and I need to get some highlighters ready to highlight phrases. Or so I feel like batching things together is really effective. I've learned a lot about that, and like what that means is you're putting things together that are the same or similar and just getting that done before you switch to something else. Because I heard it like takes time for your brain to like switch from one thing to another. So if you're doing similar things all together, I feel like you're just more effective. And when I say, by the way, I prepare 4 days in advance, it doesn't mean the whole entire day is like done and ready. It means like blocks are ready. Like all my mornings will be ready, and then my math sessions. And then, so if I have a prep, I'll think, oh, I still got to do my book club stuff. Better get that ready, you know? So batch things together that are similar so that you're more efficient with your time. I also use Google Keep, which is a list. It's like a little listing program. I've talked about it before, but it's so great. And so that way everything I need to get done is all there, and I'll try to get the top things I need to get done first that go along with my priorities first. Okay, so to get these priorities done, I use before school, after school, I'll use part of my lunch, prep time. A lot of times while the kids are there, I'm trying to do things with them, but there are times, in all honesty, where I'll step aside and maybe get a few things done here and there, like for a few minutes, and then I'll help them and then maybe do something I need to do for a few minutes. So I just try to fit things in as much as I can, just to make sure I'm getting everything done. And so far it's worked really well for me. So all right, guys, that is how I have been working on my priorities more this year. And it's been great to work on these things that are really important to me. In years past, like I said, I've kind of gotten caught up in these things that aren't as important. I mean, like I said, cleaning is important, but I feel like as a teacher, I'm not there just to clean. Like I'm there to like instruct them and make sure they're reaching these goals that, you know, we've set as teachers and as a school and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been really great. Hopefully these tips help you. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe. And thank you so much for watching.